On a lighter note, The Snail and the Whale, directed by Max Lang and South Africa's Daniel Snaddon, has won the Annie Award for Best Special Production. So the Annie Awards have been presented by the Los Angeles branch of the International Animated Film Association, or ASIFA-Hollywood, each year since 1972 to recognize excellence in animation. This year's awards were held at a virtual ceremony. Daniel Snaddon joins us now. Very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us. So now, being shortlisted for an Oscar and winning 8 other international awards is no small feat. How is everyone who's involved in the project feeling?
Well, we're really thrilled, and the Annie Award is an especially nice one to win because it's presented by other people who are in the animation industry. So it's something that's come from our peers, people that we look up to and heroes of ours. So we're really, really excited about that.
Now, speaking to you as a South African director, we're obviously wondering, where was the animation done? Was it here at home?
All the animation was done at Triggerfish Animation Studios in Cape Town, yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about the story, The Snail and the Whale. It follows the journey of a tiny snail, I believe, who longs to see the world. So take us through that. What happens?
Yes, so The Snail and the Whale is based on a children's book by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler, who are best known for The Gruffalo, and exactly as you said, it's about an unlikely friendship and a little snail who gets a chance to take a trip around the world, and she starts to feel very insignificant because she realizes that the world is an enormous place, very beautiful but also very overwhelming, and the story is ultimately one where she discovers that it doesn't matter how small you feel, you can still make a difference. Your actions count.
And it's a 27-minute short film, so what does that mean for the pace of it?
So it's interesting, you know, when we've done a couple of these adaptations at Triggerfish with Magic Light Pictures, the producers in the UK.
Thread that conversation and look at the global community, traditional communication methods and animation, because I want to understand if there are any differences between what we do in South Africa, what happens out there, because we've often looked at Asia and how they've come up with new research and development methods in the animation industry. So what can we take away from this? How are we showcasing ourselves as a country?
So it's a really...
I want to look at, and I'd like to use the movie as an analogy, of course. The two characters, there's a huge difference in size. Now, just continuing to talk about research and development in animation, I believe that China is entering the area of informatization of big data. South Africa, we still have, objectives to do that, but obviously we are still lagging somewhat in the world. But how do we, stand up and be counted, even though it seems small in size? But as you say, make your mark, put our own stamp on it.
So what I would say to this, and anybody who's...
Can you share some of that? Yeah, some of those tools, because I'm sure there are people who are watching and thinking, hey, this is something that... Especially at a time when people have to try and find new revenue streams, create opportunities when there are no job opportunities.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us, and all the best to you and your team. SA film director Daniel Snaddon. So their short film, The Snail and the Whale, up for an Oscar there. Okay, so